My name is Ad Arnold, and I'm the author of the book Detective Clover and the Mystery of the Manor. Today I'm going to be reading to you the prologue of my book. If you're interested and you would like to read more, you can find my book on Amazon and in the links below. The blood stained like ink on aged paper. Thunder roared and plates shattered. When moonlight shone through the clouds and trees for the first time that night, enlightening the large bedroom, there was not a single word in my vocabulary that could describe how I was feeling. I tried to see through the crowd, but the group smothered any sight of him. I closed my eyes momentarily, and as I did, I heard a soft voice cry out over the echo of the storm. "Dad?" the girl's voice said, muffled by the storm. It was almost funny in a way his body laid there, so vividly real and yet not at all. My vision wavered as I stared out the window, mouth ajar, but inside my chest there was nothing but a cold, sleek hollowness. I wondered if this secret would ever leave my brain, my lips. The king was dead. Finally, Augustus was dead. I tried with great effort not to laugh and give myself away. Now I am king. I am king. People left the room, not because they were uncomfortable, but because they knew they did not deserve to stay any longer. Away went the doctor in her beaked mask. The girl's governess went second, then the chef, the footman, the ancient royal painter, and finally his daughter. Mysteries lurk throughout the breathing walls of this palace, of this world. If it weren't for my situation, I would have appreciated it more. I've always had a sense of morbid aestheticism. Nonetheless, I was fascinated by the colors of my brother's face, how his nose and lips flushed brighter in death than they did in life. His skin was almost pearlescent. I pulled out his brow, and his eyelid lifted to reveal the gray of his eyes. His pupils were dilated, and drool dribbled along his chin, but not enough for them to notice, not enough for anyone to care. Malum, it was strenuous not to whisper the word, and while I knew I mustn't, it was the sole thing in my mind. With one spoon, one colorless spoonful of concentrate, I was able to slip in a sickness too vague to have a name put to it, but I knew. Created from Fane, Malum had been my first choice ever since his coronation. I began to plan my first act of business as king, which I suppose would be to lock up the gardens, for it was far too easy to acquire enough Malum to kill a man. It truly was one of my kingdom's greatest accomplishments. For all the colors they made in this kingdom, I have yet to see one so magnificent as the one Augustus created. So radiant in the moonlight, I took it in as I dreamed of my future. He had no wife, no one but a young daughter, nothing that would be a threat to me. He should have known I would betray him. Maybe he did all along. It was an obvious cliché. People expected the jealous brother. But I am not jealous. I'm not taking something out of greed or malice. I'm the only one truly made for that crown, the only one built for the glory it withholds, the only one who truly understands. It was he who took it. It was he who stole it from my ready and trained hands. It was he who let me be blamed for it. And I would no longer sit and wait as he took what was mine and pretended that he deserved it. I was raised for it. I was built for it. It was no longer a betrayal in my eyes. It was no longer revenge. It was destiny. Not just destiny, it was something more than that. It was the circulation of lives that did not know what they revolved around. It was a story of great hope and loss. I longed for the vines of my destiny to hold the world, for all to look at me and know that I was the one in the center of it all, the one which connected them, the one they revolved around. I am what everyone waited steadily for, like a barn cat waiting to pounce on a mouse. They wait with their hands sweaty and their mouths salivating until they drool onto their chin, all grotesque and primal. I'm the opponent in this game of chess that they didn't know they were playing. I'm the one pulling the strings. A simple decision on my end could create paradoxes and universes splitting and stretching beyond even my own comprehension. My destiny, my loyalty, my blood. I will revel in each disgusting article in the Post, and laugh until I get sick at the children with their rampant, rebellious minds. I have waited, stalked, and sat in the scalding water of this kingdom's indecency, and I will not stand for it any longer. My destiny has called for me to make this change, to be the one in the history books, to spit in the face of all stupid enough to challenge my destiny. In my haze, I seem to have forgotten that my hand still rested on his face, my nails creating the slightest crescent moons near his scalp. It was no matter. No one would want to look at him a second time, not even the doctors. Wiping the drool off of his face with my handkerchief, I looked at my brother one last time. My little brother. "Goodbye, Your Majesty." How the mighty fall, how the worthless flail.